what better time than maybe to show you all my pantry and my freezers and my fridge. So I thought I would go around and show you the items that I have in my freezer, so maybe you can get some ideas as well, and you can see what our freezer is looking like about halfway through the month from when we did that typical large bulk buy. Also, I like to remind you guys that if you've been with my channel for a while, or if you remember stories from my channel from the past, and probably the 8 years I've been on YouTube, our family used to be a larger family. We had 4 children and cooked most of our meals at home. Although 3 of our kids are grown now and they're out on their own, making their own lives, and we just have the 1 teenager left at home, we still have that mentality of large family bulk buying. And it's not mainly just for making meals that we know we're going to be eating soon, but it's also keeping that mentality of keeping our freezer stocked, keeping our pantry stocked for the state of, you know, our finances, the state of our economy, or the state that our world seems to be in lately. So we always try to keep items well stocked in our freezers and our pantry, and yeah, that's just how we do it. So let me know in the comments below how you guys keep stocked up, and if keeping those stocked up items ever helped you in the past, because I sure know that it helped us. If you come across a hard financial time, maybe your paycheck doesn't quite make it to your account, or a large expense or a finance issue leaves you not as much wiggle room in your grocery budget, I know that it's nice to have a little bit of stocked up pantry or freezer items that will carry you through. So let's go take a look at my pantry and my freezer, and let's see how we're doing mid-month. One of the things I've always done in stocking up our pantry is I always try to keep the things that we eat and use. I do not stock up my pantry on a bunch of items that are probably not something we would normally cook. That way, as I rotate things out, I know that things will be eaten. All right, and this is the pantry that we have currently. If you remember the pantry in our other house, it was larger. It was a double pantry. This is just a single pantry. And then this is the status of the pantry currently. Kind of arranged the same way as the old pantry. I'll try to link that video below, but on the top I have breakfast items, and then here this kind of flows back into breakfast. There's just some oats and things like that, peanut butter. And then here is crackers, just a few box things. We just really don't eat the box things anymore. These mac and cheese are actually past their date, so let me know if they're safe to hold on to in the comments below. And then these are just some of the pastas that are opened. I put them in jars. And then of course we try to keep a variety of canned items. This is arranged where it is soups. This then gets into all of the tomatoes. I then have beans, there's vegetables, and then there's some fruits and pie fillings. And then over here are extra things like coconut milk, canned meat. I have tuna down here. Then we have some ramen or ramen, not sure how you guys say it. And then some chips. And then down there are my flats of vegetables. These sodas were left over from the birthday party we had, and then I just have some canned beans. So that is what the pantry is looking like. This grocery trip, I really don't need a lot of pantry items. We are going through more fresh vegetables and things like that. In the fridge, this is not cleaned out. This is how the status of it today. We have some condiments, vegetable stock. Over here's the breads. We just really don't eat a lot of bread. Eggs, cheeses that are opened. This is our deli drawer. Just some cheeses in here. Those are the bacon and sausage. I thawed out last week. I really got to cook those. That's the dog's food. We kind of leave this as the leftover station. If these things aren't eaten today or tomorrow, they'll be pitched. And then the status of fresh fruit and vegetables is what we're going after today. And that's just kind of the door. Again, a side-by-side. It was a cheap fridge. And then the freezer, again, still pretty well stocked. We have the meats. I have a lot of extra meats here in this drawer. The way we work the food is we bring it in from the garage, from the storage out there in the freezers. And then once I'm pulling it out of the freezers, I replace the deep freeze. So this is kind of the working fridge, freezer, pantry. And then we have the bulk things in the garage. All right, and then our deep freeze and storage refrigerator are kept out here in the garage, and I will show you those. My neighbors are thinking I'm crazy. So up on the top, this is where I keep our paper towels, toilet paper. We always keep, when these run out, we'll buy another one. This is the 33 gallon. We'll buy them before they're completely gone. My method is when I take the last item out, that's when we purchase. And the same for the Ziploc bags. And I have a Boston who's upset that he can't come out. And then this is our small chest freezer. We usually have a case of water out here, two to three cases. And then still looking good in the freezer. I know you guys are going to hear some traffic behind me, and I do apologize. We are right off of a highway in the city. So I'm still doing good on butter. I usually do not let my butter get below 2 containers. So again, next month we'll go ahead and buy. We have our cheeses, still 1 bag of each. And then our bread. I still have quite a bit of meat. The kielbasa, this is a roast. This is the ground beef. These are the chicken thighs. And I was coming out here to get dinner for you guys and thought I would go ahead and give you a peek. Here's what we have left of the sausages. The chicken thighs is what I was after. We still have some chicken breasts. Not a fan of this chest freezer. I really wish it was a stand-up freezer, but it is what it is. And then we have the bacon that I came out here for. And then down here, way down here, pull this out, I have some Parmesan cheese. There are a couple of packages of like store-bought like steaks or little pork cutlets. And then this is a large chicken that we will actually make for our family at the Thanksgiving time. We will not do a turkey. We just do a large roasted chicken. So that is that freezer. Here is the stand-up freezer. This here is a lot of breads. So we have just some artisan flatbread. Some of these were either on sale or my husband through his employer, they actually do a food pantry. And if people do not take things at the end of the food pantry distribution, they have to throw them away. So they did bring them. They'll bring them to him. And a lot of the times it's bread and it's usually on or close to the sell-by date. So we toss those in the freezer. And then as we want to make toast or grilled cheese in the winter, we just come out here and pop those out of the freezer. This is the bread that I bought at Costco. This is a bag of chicken wings. And then we have some of those frozen rolls, 3 whipped toppings, and a pie crust because getting close to the holidays and some pumpkin pie baking. And then these are just where Mattia, teenager, he can come out and grab. We have waters all in the bottom. I haven't been out here in a while. Some of his sodas. And I bring them out here because then they're more as a treat and they're not just readily available in the house. And off of the kitchen is the laundry room. And in this laundry room, we have a double closet in here. And on this side is where I keep my bulk items. And it's kind of tight in here. I brought a light in so we could see, so I can't really back up. But my pantries are not those beautifully decorated pantries with all the nice storage bins, and I don't do that. It just feels like a waste to me. If you do, I think they're beautiful. I just don't. So I have pasta at the top. We have almond milk. This is just kind of like pantry milk that we need, you know, kind of tough times again. Of course, the store of liquors. Most of these bottles of wine are like 20 years old. I'm probably storing them all wrong. They were mainly given as gifts. They're also dusty. So we have those. This is our sauces. Kind of getting low on the sauces. Kind of time today, maybe when I go to Aldi, I will be replenishing some of the sauces, because we opened a ketchup, we opened a mustard, so now I'll replace like the ketchup and the mustard in the bulk pantry. Parchment paper, pasta sauce, some water, and then I have olive oil. This is that big thing of pancake mix, never been opened. In the back, I have sugars and flours that are in Ziploc bags. This is leftover. This is rice. Getting ready to open one of these. Crust for pie, the big thing of cranberries. We use these a lot, and I love these on salads. Cocoa powder, powdered sugar. This is kind of baking, brown sugar, coconut. That's a box of chocolate, shortening. And then I have another bag of coconut and marshmallows. We keep the big bag of chocolate chips, the brown sugars. This is jelly. Some of those items, cake mixes. And then this is just like pans, things to make if I need to take a dish somewhere. This is my pasta maker. There's some corn syrup back there. We use that for a Christmas candy. I will post a video on that as we get closer to Christmas. It's a favorite. This is my canning items. And then I have a rug down here. This is my canning pot. And then I have a coffee and sugars and flours sitting on this rug. That's just kind of how we have it. And then on the other side, hot mess, guys, bread machines. But then this is my beans inside here. This is my vacuum that falls no matter where I put it. And then I have this cabinet that was from the old house. It fit perfect in here. And it just has my jars and things like that in it, all of my canning jars. This bucket here has a bag of rice inside from Costco. So that kind of wraps up food storage. Everyone, that wraps up this little episode of our food storage. I will be back with a haul. I am sure we will be needing stuff soon. And if we go in the meantime, I will be sure to share it. Be sure to thumbs up this video, and I hope to see you back for another video real soon. Thanks so much for watching. See you. Bye.